Movement, journey, and globalization. Humans have always stepped into new horizons, moving away from the travels of unfavorable circumstances in search of a place where they could once again find hope, which boils up migration. According to UN Migration Agency, there are approximately 281 million international migrants in 2020, accounting for 3.6% of the global population. 135 million are female migrants, or 3.5% of the world's population, and 146 million male migrants, or 3.7%. And there are 169 million migrant workers worldwide. In this video, we are going to talk about what is migration,
What are the factors that stimulate migration and its effect?
determine the positive and negative impacts of migration,
Solutions and programs of the government addressing migration.
and finding out what makes the issue global
Transnational
and transboundary.
What is migration? Migration is the movement of people from one location to another, either within a country or between countries, on a permanent, temporary, or seasonal basis, regardless of the person's legal status, the reason for the movement, or the length of stay. There are two types of migration. Internal migration pertains to people moving from one area to another within a country, whereas international migration refers to people crossing borders from one country to another. This can include immigrants, workers who stay in another country for a set period of time, illegal migrants, migrants whose families have petitioned them to move to the destination country, and refugees.
Moreover, there are 5 factors that cause people to migrate, making the issue global, transnational, or transboundary. First, the economic factor. According to research, low agricultural income, agricultural unemployment, depletion of natural resources, and underemployment are fundamental elements in developing countries that drive the migration to richer regions with more job opportunities, where the majority of migrants have moved in search of better economic opportunities.
Second is demographic factor. Internal migration is influenced by differences in population growth rates across a country. Hence, rural areas have higher rates of fertility and population growth, pushing people to cities.
Third, socio-cultural factor. Family conflict and a desire for independence could then drive migration.
Fourth, political factors. Relatively, migration may be influenced by political issues, people's political backgrounds, sentiments, and personal perspective.
Lastly, miscellaneous factors. Migration is driven by the presence of relatives and friends in urban areas, as well as the desire for an education.
Like this, impacts of migration are existing. Positively, migration can benefit both origin and host countries because it brings social and cultural pressures that should be considered when planning future services to ensure opportunities for people to mix and integrate. It also contributes to economic growth by increasing the working age population skills and contributing to the host country's capital development by increasing the nation's gross domestic product, or the GDP. And migration accelerates migrants' social and economic standing by intensifying economic opportunities and addressing the problem of underemployment.
On the negative side, human trafficking is made more visible by migration. According to the International Labour Organization, 21 million men, women, and children were victims of forced labor in 2012, as human trafficking has been extremely lucrative for syndicates, smugglers, and corrupt officials. It also causes a rise in the number of refugees, or the people who have escaped their home country due to their race, religion, nationality, or membership in a particular social group. Furthermore, if an individual migrates to the host country, the population grows, the pressure on natural resources increases, and there may be a gender imbalance as more men migrate. Finally, skilled and educated individuals migrating may have a negative impact on economic growth. In relation, the government set some solutions and programs in addressing migration. Local level. The Iloilo Provincial Overseas Filipinos Migration and Development Center was established under the provincial government's Public Employment Service Office to link OFWs and their families to government offices and institutions for more economic opportunities, to promote safe migration and reintegration through a monitoring and referral system, and to provide services such as psychosocial, training, and development.
National level. The Commission on Filipino Overseas is a government agency established under the President's Office with the goal of promoting and protecting the interests, rights, and welfare of Filipinos living and working abroad while strengthening their social, economic, and cultural ties to their homeland. It functions in the formulation of policies and measures that address the concerns of Filipinos living abroad.
International level. The International Organization for Migration, a leading intergovernmental organization in the field of migration founded in 1951, ensures effective migration management while promoting transnational partnership and collaboration on addressing sub-issues. Generally, migration is today's most pressing issue. In order to address with this specific problem, the government and community hold a greater responsibility. Countries should promote stability, access to education, and employment opportunities, particularly by fostering resilience, in order to give people the choice of staying in the home location, establishing laws and command to maintain order across countries and prevent political migration, including those caused by conflicts among groups of people.